Hi guys, this is going to be Boruto chapter 51, Sacrifice. And in this chapter, we learn why Ishiki is actually trying to keep Boruto alive is because in order to grow a divine tree, yeah, Osutsuki actually has to sacrifice their life in order for the tree to grow as his nutrient source. So in a sense, that's why there's always two pairs of Osutsuki travels to different planets to harvest the chakra from it. One is to sacrifice themselves to become the nutrients itself, and the other one is the one who kind of takes over and like is like the caretaker of the tree and of the seed. So that was an interesting lore development. And what's more interesting is we find out Kaguya was the one who was actually supposed to be sacrificed, but obviously, we saw how that played out in the sense where she betrayed Ishishiki. But if that's the case, yeah. So that was the case anyway. So yeah, that was quite interesting to learn that little development. Hopefully, we might even get a flashback to why Kaguya, why she wanted to do that in the first place. But yeah, the more let's get on with the rest of the arc. And in this arc, we kind of see Sasuke get more disrespected via Gia Ishizuki here as well. So I kind of felt bad for him. And I was wrong in my previous video where I thought the reason why Boruto was kept alive was because of Momoshiki, and it turns out Ishizuki doesn't really care about Momoshiki's rank in the Osutsuki. He was planning on using him from the beginning anyway. And I did like how Amado explained this whole situation, and he explains it in a very calm demeanor, and obviously was pissing off Kawaki because he was, saying everything so calmly, where he was quite sporadic and quite angry and agitated, just the delivery and the information, just the way he says everything so calmly. And yeah, Amada even gives a reason to why he says everything so calmly is because he's made his choice and he can't really change anything. So what's the point of fighting over anything like that? So I got to say that's pretty true as well. So I can understand his point of view. And one little tidbit that did annoy me, right? So uh the person to deduct what he Amada was saying was actually Sumire herself, and he even gives her a little praise saying excellent deductive skills. And this is the same room as Shikamaru is supposed to be like a super genius. So I'm just with that. I thought that was kind of funny, and I was, that didn't really make sense because I would have thought Shikamaru would have been the one to, come up and understand the situation first, and solve it. But yeah, he was kind of shocked by that little development anyway. And yeah, so that was just a little nitpicking anyway, but nevertheless. And I did enjoy that little foreshadowing we got during the conversation, especially with the whole confrontation between Kawaki and Amado. And I do like that little part where he goes, is it the powerlessness that's irritating you or grieving over the loss of karma? So I thought that was a nice little foreshadowing and kind of hinting towards the prequel we saw between time skip Kawaki versus Boruto, and how the development might have gone there. That kind of seems like a little breadcrumb anyway. So I might be looking too much into it, but I feel like that's quite an important little bit that we saw anyway. Uh, Apart from that, there's a bit of action going on, and obviously Sasuke kind of gets destroyed by Ishishiki, and I think Boruto's arm gets snapped in half as well because yeah, he kind of gives him a little spiel about how even if I can't kill you, I can still break your arm, and it does look like it bends in a weird direction, and the most biggest highlight of this chapter I've got to say is obviously Naruto in his desperation kind of transforms in the end, and it looks like Kurama kind of steps in and he says if he doesn't really have a choice, then he wants to do some risky things that might kill him in the end if they're guaranteed of dying anyway. If they're gonna die anyway, he might as well try this little risky move, and it looks like Naruto might have developed a new form. I mean, yeah, so this is very intriguing, and I'm quite hyped to see how powerful Naruto might have become. And if Naruto has developed a new form, that might mean Sasuke might be left in the dust because I've always seen them as equals in this in Boruto. But with this new form, Naruto might get the one up anyway, and hopefully with this new form, it might mean he has a better chance against Ishishiki anyway, and hopefully none of those two characters die because that would that would cause a riot among the Naruto fan base anyway. But yeah, I'm not really feeling how this form looks like from the back, but hopefully there is a lot of smoke as well that kind of covers half his face in the final panel. So hopefully it's gonna look pretty badass indeed. Because I did not enjoy his um, Hokage, what do you call it? His Hokage Kurama form anyway. I really enjoyed his what do you call it? His previous form, the one we see when he fights Kaguya for the first time. I thought that was really sleek design. Oh yeah, that's the six pack form I'd call it anyway. But yeah, we this might be quite interesting to see how much more powerful Naruto has become, and hopefully he doesn't die because that seems like yeah, there's a lot of red flags going around on Naruto, especially. And yeah, this chapter is called Sacrifice. Obviously, there was a few sacrifices mentioned. I did like how that kind of tied in with so many of the themes in this chapter. So obviously, we had the first sacrifice being the literal sacrifice for the divine tree, and we got the sacrifice that Boruto was trying to commit, trying to kill himself. So sacrifice himself to the greater good. And now we got Naruto sacrificing himself to gain more power, and hopefully it might be enough to overpower Ishishiki or not. But yeah, and if they do beat Ishishiki, like, well, what's the direction of the story gonna be? So I don't know who's gonna win or not. So I'm quite interested. I do like stories and battles where you don't know who the uh what do you call it? You don't know who's 100% gonna win, because whenever the main character has a fight with any other villain or something, the main character is eventually going to win or something, along the lines of that. So I do like the unpredictableness right now. So I do like the element of that, and hopefully we get to see what's up with Naruto's new form. But apart from that, that's all for me. Bye. Oh yeah, one last thing. Sasuke needs a power up as well.